Last but not least is the Grapple. This one's made by Titan, but it's like laying on a bed of nails. But it does a great job picking up brush, logs, all that kind of stuff, debris around the property, and then you can haul it off to the burn pile. Definitely need one of these. All right, they say that makes a difference. We'll find out. Jiggle your joystick on your tractor. There it goes. There it goes. All right, just wanted to review this Landpride 54-inch grapple with y'all after I've had some opportunity to use it and compare it to the Titan Iron Works attachment. Definitely some things to point out, but they're really two different animals, and let me show you why. The Landpride 54-inch is really probably considered light duty to medium work, I would say, as far as in terms of brush and being able to handle logs. The Titan is definitely much stronger, much heavier duty. It's wider, bigger, but it's also probably 100 pounds heavier. So there are some advantages, pros and cons between the both. With this, it's lighter weight, so you're able to pick up more weight, especially important with your Kubota tractor, which you already sacrifice some lifting capacity just with Kubota versus some of the other brands like TYM and I think John Deere's in the same boat as lifting capacity like this, but TYM, Coyote, both have better, heavier lift load capacities. So when it comes to the Kubota especially, this lighter weight Grapple does make a difference as far as the logs that I'm able to pick up. Where it lacks, however, is the durability, or I should say hold up ability. One of my viewers, when they first saw me put the video out when I got this Grapple, mentioned something about the teeth will bend, especially if you get into rocks or start picking up rocks. This did bend, but I was only working with wood. But even at that, it had to be something pretty substantial, because these are pretty substantial teeth built onto here. So that's one thing I know. The Titan never had any issues with that. The Landpride, you can see, has a cylinder on each side, where the Titan had one main cylinder in the middle. But the jaw width of the Titan is so much bigger and more awesome. So that's probably the key differences between the two. On the top end of light duty to medium duty work with this particular Grapple. And then the Titan is full-on heavy duty, I think, industrial strength. Price-wise, there's the pros and cons as well. This particular Landpride grapple, 54-inch, went for $2,200. With the Titan, you're probably looking at close to doubling that. But there's the reason why is it's much heavier duty and much bigger, wider jaw. But it does cut back on the lift capacity of this tractor. The Titan comes in real handy though when you want to grab a bunch of brush like this. Yep, it's a comfortable log for this tractor. Comfortable size log for this tractor. A big difference. Overall, I am very pleased with my Landpride 54-inch grapple. I had to make a choice, and what was available to me at the time was this particular size grapple. I checked around several Kubota dealers, and none of them had any grapples other than my main Kubota dealer, and this is the particular one that they had, the 54-inch. They did not have the 60-inch version in stock anywhere, and obviously with the 60-inch version you're talking about 100 pounds heavier, as well as about $1,000 difference in price. They're much more expensive. Anyway, I'm very pleased with the grapple that I did purchase. Will I upgrade at some point in time? Probably. But in a pinch, when I had all this weather, thunderstorm, tornado damage to clean up, I had to make a decision and grab something pretty quick. And this was my choice. One thing I want to point out to you, and you must do this because I learned it the hard way. These two SQ quick attach levers, you got to be careful with any type of grapple because brush will come up and kick one of these up, and then you'll be pulling away from a brush pile. Grapple would detach from the front end loader, causing an hyperextended cylinder, which I have a video on how to repair that. But this is my fix, which I picked up from a viewer, and all it does is just lock in those levers so that they don't come or get kicked up by any brush. So I just wrap that wire around. It's attached to each lever, and then you can never disconnect, intentionally or unintentionally, the grapple from the front end of your tractor. Another key item is the 511 design grill guard for your tractor. They make it for Kubotas, John Deere's, multiple different tractors. And I also got the side panels because I have stuck or driven tree limbs through the front grill and almost took out the radiator. So that was almost a very expensive lesson. But yes, the 511 design grill guard with the side guards is a must if you're going to use a grapple. I'm very happy with the company customer service as well as their product. And it looks good too. So if you're going to get your grapple on, you definitely want to invest in a good quality grapple, either Landpride or some brand name product, Titan, the Ironworks Titan. And you're going to want to make sure that you have your levers, your QD quick connects levers attached to the tractor at all time and engaged. So lock those puppies down. And another must-have is a grill guard, because if you do enough grappling, you're going to push some sticks through your grill, and that's not a good thing to do. Trust me, I've learned the hard way. So thanks for stopping by Peterson Farms of Nashville today, and I hope you got something out of that. And very happy with the Landpride grapple, but I wish I could have found and afforded a Titan grapple, and I'm going to be looking at one of those here in the near future. If y'all like this sort of content, please hit that like button on your way out and consider subscribing, because we're going to have lots of grapple work along with sawmill, chainsawing, all that kind of stuff here on the farm. After the storm, we got to clean it all up. We do these sort of things for you all to enjoy, and our friends, family, and future generations. So God bless you all till next time.